Hello, darlings. So, before I tell you what we're doing today, I'm going to tell you what I just did. I put another coat on my nails, right? And so I put on the SE Quick Sputter. Is that what it is? Speed Setter top coat, right? I did one hand. Then I went to pick it up to do the other hand. It was sitting here on the desk. I went to just take it was already undone. I just went to pick it up and I knocked the whole thing onto the floor. So there's now Speed Setter on my antique desk and on a whole bunch of mail and all over my fingers. And guess what else? I'm out of polish remover. So there's like, and of course I like snatched it up really fast. So there's like detritus on my hands. Ew. I mean, it's hair and it's dust and it's my room, so I shouldn't care, right? But I was so mad because now I've screwed up a couple nails too. Anyway, that's just a little tragedy that was working up to this. So, as you see, 2019, we are once again using up what we have, using what we have. I have done a couple that I didn't film, so I'll just show you this last one that I did. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? It's all Happy Planner. All of it? Yes. All of it except for that But First Coffee. That work needs to be smushed down. It is also not, but nope, the work is too. And this, so the only things that aren't are this, and this, and this. Go me. So that is what
I'm having trouble understanding
right now. Oh my
God. Please try a
god.
little later.
I didn't even say her name. Anyway, since I don't know when I'm going to use this, so of course we'll be probably taking out those, but I just wanted to show you what I did. I start with this box because I liked it. And this box came with these lists, and this came with that, and blah blah blah. And I did eventually use a watercolor one instead of one of these. I can't remember what these are called, but this was in the watercolor set. I like it. I think it's pretty. Alright, so anyway, let's move on to today. What we'll do today. What did I do with what we're doing today? Oh yeah, I set it up here. I went through all my stuff and found some the Make Your Own Magic Kit from Goldpaper Prints. It's very pretty. Very pretty. So here are the lovely full boxes. And you all know I always buy kits for their full boxes. If I like everything else and not your full boxes, I'm not going to buy it. I know. Who am I? What is wrong with me? But I will buy, like, other stuff you do. I just won't buy the kit. I don't remember buying this. I might have. But I don't remember. So it's probably been a while. And there's the love. I just love that washi. And here are these lovely, lovely colors. Yes, and a whole bunch of lists for me. Very nice. Half boxes, habit truckers, and quarter boxes. And then that purple is so pretty. It's coming up a little darker than usual. And it's like snowy outside, so I can't make the colors any better like I did last time. But it's beautiful. It's lovely. We love it. We love it. So, I did all the cleanup before you got here, except for down here, because I don't know what's going on there. So, I just want to tell you all what I did today. I designed for 2 hours. And before, during, and after that period, that stuff I did, I worked on my Etsy shop. So much stuff on my Etsy shop now. Makes me so happy. You should go. I just put out some Valentine's Day stuff not too long. I did it today, but when you see this, it'll probably be like the first week in February. No, it'd be the last week of the month. But you've still got time. And I'm going to have a special February freebie, of course, because that's how I love you. Actually, I haven't drawn it yet because I'm trying to decide what I want on it. But I have not. If you've been around a while, you will notice that you've gone to my Instagram and I have not put up the sampler choices. You always get a free sampler, but if you, I'll put up this. I do have the pictures all taken. I just need to put it up. I want to get the releases done first, and they're done. So probably next week, when we do not have a new release, I will put those. I will show you those samplers and their names of people. And if you buy something in the shop and in the notes box you write one of my friends, because they are my friends, one of my friends' names, then I'll send you that sampler and you will be able to see them on Instagram beforehand. So or you can just, crapshoot it. Just crapshoot it. Alright, I'm definitely going to have to, put these numbers with this, because I definitely want to use those really pretty numbers. Alright, now let's go over here. Put my washi. Do I want washi on the bottom or the top? Anybody? Anybody have an idea? Anybody? Anybody? We need a... Let's do this. I spent a lot of today being... First, let's move that coffee cup. It's been empty for hours. So I spent a lot of time with technology today, and it actually all worked better than it usually does. Knock on wood. Got everything done. Had to redo a couple things just because for some reason they were uploading weird. But still, very good time was had. Very happy. I do need to learn better advertising without having to pay for it. Everybody wants to teach me the great things about advertising your Etsy shop, but they all want money, and my Etsy shop currently isn't really making money, so that's not going to work for me. However, that's just something I have to learn and get better at, because I'm not good at, not good at putting myself out there, maybe, unless I'm very certain, and I'm not very certain about this running your own business thing, because I've never done it before. But I'm trying, and 3 people today have informed me that they think my stuff is so cute, which is, exactly what I needed to hear. So today I've been working on some gnome designs, not Alaska, little hairy things with hats, which was kind of a problem because if you've noticed, I never put noses on my people, and gnomes are probably just are pretty much a hat, nose, and a beard. So I had to redo my brain so that I could make it a hat and nose. I did put eyebrows over one of the hats though, because I like eyebrows. So anyway, things have been going pretty damn good. And I got to talk to one of my friends who moved back to South Carolina. I have not seen her in quite a while. I miss her face. I just miss her face a lot. But that's okay. And of course, whenever she calls me, I can't answer the phone, because that's just how our lives are working right now. And I don't want to do that yet. I'm going to do my usual this. gonna go do my usual this thing. You know what I mean. Make sure I've got all the same size first before yes, okay. So I got to talk to her for a couple hours, and that was good because then I remembered that I hadn't eaten lunch because she and her man had just ordered Mexican food, and I was like, oh, that sounds delicious. Wait a minute. Is it really this far into the afternoon? I have not eaten. I had chocolate cake for breakfast, just because, you know, that's my little celebratory. That's my little celebratory. Yay, you got all your new releases up, like, you know, 10 minutes early. They released at noon, and I had them up by like 11:47. So I said, you know what, you deserve chocolate. And because I have a friend who bakes everything and all the goodness, I had chocolate cake, which is a beautiful thing to have on a snowy morning. My sleep was not so good for some reason. Mind you, I don't really watch zombie shows at all anymore. It's just not my thing anymore. I had the most effed up zombie apocalypse dream, but it was taking place in Walmart, and for some reason I seem to have worked there in the dream. It's very odd. I did not like it a lot. Must be the thing that's on the other side. Yep. I am being kind of picky with this, and I know it. But this peach color does not go with my... Oh, you know what? It kind of matches her legs. I could have left it alone. But no. You know me better than that. See if I can get these back on. They're just a tiny bit too short for my boxes, but that's fine. I'm not particularly worried about that, honestly. So it was the zombie apocalypse dream, and people kept turning, and I can't even remember all of it now because it's, you know, towards the evening. But there's something about, there was a lot of like clothing involved, like, I don't know, I can't remember now, but it was bizarre, and I woke up going, what the almighty hell? Why am I having dreams, number one, about zombies, because I don't truck with no zombies, you know. And two, why on earth in my dream am I working at Walmart fighting zombies? And people, I guess, were turning into zombies too, and so we were trying, there was other people there, it wasn't just me, but I mean, so we were trying to, like, I can't remember. I don't remember now. But it was horrible, you guys. It was horrible. And, of course, I only have 2 more of those. That's okay. I'm alright with this. It'll be fine. It will be fine. So, and I haven't been sleeping well, honestly, in weeks now. Anyway, it's a different kind of not sleeping well from when I used to not sleep well. I've been waking up, you know. Last night it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed at midnight and I woke up at 2. I thought I would read and then go back to sleep, but I didn't really want to turn on the Kindle. So I didn't. I don't know what was going on, but it was kind of freaky. Right. So I really like Make Your Own Magic. So I think we're going to start with Make Your Own Magic. And I'm going to move it over, so try to balance it within the squares. It's not perfect, but it's good. I'm thinking. I really like this owl. blue one here. So anyway, really bizarre dreams, and I just woke up going, what the almighty hell? And then, of course, this morning, the dog had his second anxiety attack of the week, which is very difficult because he cannot settle and just freaks the fuck out. I don't even know how to explain it to you. That didn't fix anything at all, so I'm not going to touch it again. Just lost his shit, really, and it's not his fault, but it's hard. Look at all that top coat. Polish is never going to come off that skin because I got such a good top coat. Alright, what do I want next? Zombies. Why zombies? I wish our brains would just, if we could, let's just ask them, like, okay, what was with the zombies? And I know sometimes you can figure it out, but I just know nothing I've been even thinking about the zombies. So I don't know. I'm just going to put one. Please be proud of me. I am purposefully just laying things down and not worrying that they're all just a little bit off plumb. This means that these were off plumb, and we're not going to go back. And for last minute, I'm not really fond of either one of these, so we're going to use this full one. There's a pretty owl in it, and we're just going to put him up here all the way to the top. Oh, why are you all crooked? You can't all be crooked. This is impossible. It's impossible. Anything's possible. Okay. So look, that's pretty. That is very pretty. Yes, I know this is not the same, but I'm gonna do something different over here, so it'll be fine. So far, that's what we've got. It's very pretty. These can go away, although I should probably, I'll cut it off a different sheet in case I give this sheet away. No I won't. I'll just, really, did I not get out scissors? I know I got out scissors. Oh, maybe I knocked them on the floor when I was flailing around trying to save the desk. Wow. No, it was rough. It was rough. I'll be very sorry when I stop recording in this room because everything I need is in my desk, not in the desk in the other room. I like the name of this too, so I'm going to take that off too. This one down here. It's like the straightest thing on the homepage. It's okay, because there's no such thing as perfection. You know what I realized just recently? I didn't watch any of the Christmas special. I watched like 10 minutes of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and that is my favorite of all time. I watch it year round, but I did not watch it at Christmas. And I just went, what is wrong with me? I didn't watch any of the animated ones that I like so much. Nothing. I watched part of Nightmare Before Christmas, but not all of it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. But obviously, I've had one. Okay, there's those. Shouldn't have to chop anything up. So what? You guys, by the way, these are Scotch. And they come in this heavy protective case. I just want to warn you, if you buy these, These are sharp as shit, and they will hack right through your finger when you don't even expect it. Just saying. They're a little bloodthirsty. I hacked a big ol' hole in my finger once. And it was just, I was cutting something, I was cutting a sticker, and it got close to the end, and it just cut my finger. And of course I was upset, so I threw the scissors away and the stickers away from me, so I didn't get blood on them. It was insane. I'm not gonna lie. Insane. Okay, so yeah. I was gonna stop myself because I'm looking at how crooked all this stuff is, and I'm kind of bad-mouthing myself, but I decided nope. Just gonna keep on rolling. I might lower these a little to see if I can get these straightened up. Oh. I screwed up the nails already. I might as well keep trying, right? I still can't believe I did that. I was like, what did you do? Why did you do it? Yeah, that's not really helping me at all, is it? It's okay. Okay, we do what we can do when we can. Boy, it's okay. The only one that has to use it is me. Yesterday, I recorded a Valentine's Day spread for y'all. It should be out end of next week. Because Wednesday's already done. Next Saturday is Beauty and the Beast. And then after that will be the Valentine's Day one. Because I looked around and I discovered I don't have a Valentine's Day spread for this year. So, gotta do that. And I also made one for myself, just an extra one, but I didn't like it as well. So I don't think that I I can't remember now if I actually, anyway, never mind, doesn't matter. Cannot recall if I actually recorded that one or if I was just doing it for myself. It's been kind of rough, and true to my advertising, I really do relax. That's how it is how I relax. So I've been doing some without recording them just because I needed to. Oh, I just looked at this on screen. It doesn't look as messed up as it does close up, so we're fine. We're fine. I don't usually I don't usually write on black ones, but what goes along with it, right? Oh, I had another purple one I could use instead. That's alright. That's okay. Is anybody doing any fun things in winter? I'm not. I forgot to go pick up my drugs. Crap. They just closed. Well, I guess I'll get out of the house and do that tomorrow. Oh, Mom's going somewhere tomorrow. Maybe she can pick them up. Alright. That's lovely. No. We're gonna need one of these over here for work. And like those. Could use one of these. I do like the eyeballs okay, so I guess we use the eyeballs over here. Over here. pretty one. Yeah, I am kind of just running around from what I see, right? Like I'm trying to use this whole thing up first. Ooh, is that a little piece of washi down there for me? Oh, sweet. One on any other page? No. That's okay. I'll think away. It's beautiful, and I will think away. Actually, probably put one of these over here to put the work on, because there's not really enough room on my Monday Tuesdays to write work anywhere. So do that. Okay. Oh. Try to think of what I've been watching that I can tell you about. I've been watching like a whole bunch of stuff that is already on my list and that like I stopped watching or whatever. And we're gonna cut that in half. I watched, like for one whole night I watched Supernatural, and for one whole night I watched Zoo, and last night I watched I watched 2020 first, and then I watched The Runaways, which I remember starting, and I think I actually got through the first season, but I didn't realize that until after I started it, so I'm still watching it. I don't think I ever finished the first season. Maybe I did. I don't remember. So that's what I did. I don't know what I'm going to watch tonight. I'm going to watch something though, because it's been a busy day and I need to just chill out a little after dinner. You know, just like knit and watch TV. This is like I haven't been in a bad mood lately. I'm just gonna kind of blah, you know, but not like good or bad. It's just, I'm fine. But today, with the potential it had to be a really crappy day because of me waking up so much earlier, it was actually a pretty good day. And I was excited about what I was doing. It was nice. It was nice. So, that. I need a water one. Is there a water one? Water? No, but I've got water ones, so we'll leave that for a water. Okay. Yes, of course you're going to need those things. Oh, there's a work one. Work. Oh, get off. I kind of like these better than I like these, and I'm not sure why. It makes no difference. I just kind of do. Just something. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the blue ones. I might as well. I used all the other. All the rest of them are. Yes, I do still know that I have that one Sunday to fill in. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. So anyway, I was watching The Runaways. It's one of those things where I must have gotten farther than I thought I had, because even through the third episode I was going, oh wait, I remember this. I remember. And eventually, maybe tonight I'll go to Disney, because I haven't been keeping up with Disney. And I know Encanto. Anyway, I know that's out because I started watching it, but then I got tired and went to bed. And The Eternals, I think, is there, and I haven't seen that yet either. Maybe I'll do that tonight, or maybe I will save that. Maybe I will save that. Oops. Let's take a look at that. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I should have started this a little earlier because it's kind of dark outside now, so there's like no light left out there. Sorry, guys. Alright, so let's do some half boxes. Yes, that was a question. It didn't have to be a question, but I made it that way. I think we'll match the box colors to the top, to the pretty stuff. Owl. We'll give you the black one because you got some black in the background there. So we'll give that one to you. You know what I've really been wanting to do though? Is I've wanted to just start watching all the classic classic movies that Netflix and Hulu have, right? Because those are the ones that I pay for, that my family pays for. But the last time I went on and looked, it was all westerns. And I don't mind westerns. I grew up on westerns, but that's not my first choice, you know? Some like, you know, I want kind of a Rosalind Russell, Cary Grant, Rita Hayworth, any of those. I would like any of those better. But, so, I can't remember, I think it was Hulu that only had the westerns on. And then I went to Peacock and tried theirs. No, it was all bad too. I haven't tried Netflix's yet, but I do need to do that because oh, I should use the owl on that. Yes, you should have if you were paying any attention at all. Guess what? I wasn't paying any attention at all. I was complaining that I can't get old movies. I mean, here's the thing. You've heard me talk about my father and how he has like a cajillion movies. And that our house is just like a clearinghouse of movies. Which is fine. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it hasn't benefited me. I'm just saying that his taste and my taste are not always the same. There, I've said it. Not always the same. So the ones I really would like to see aren't ones he has, or I would just go downstairs and watch them on DVD, right? But no, I want other things. And obviously I'm the only person in the world that wants to watch these things. Yes, I put that there on purpose. Just because I had already unstuck it, and it was just going to be a huge mess if I didn't. Alright. Okay. I'm not unhappy about any of this. And I got that 4. Okay, I save those. Move on to these. Each of these. I need 6. We'll do other black ones. So anyway, that's what I want. And the thing is, the ones, if my dad does have them, that means I've already seen them multiple times. So I want something else. You know what I mean? Oh, I also started watching Buffy and Angel again. Every night I pick like one thing because I don't know what I want to watch. It's just easier to just open stuff up and sit my ass down. Stay. Dark ones. These gray light ones. Trying to remember what I watched last that I can tell you guys to watch. I haven't watched anything very good, honestly. In my email today, I did get noticed that Johnny Depp's Ninth Gate, which is a really old movie, like, I think it's an 80s movie, it might be 90s, but I'm pretty sure it's an 80s movie, it's a kind of crappy movie, but it's just been running up the charts at Netflix. And so I thought I might watch that, and then I realized, no, I remember exactly what that is about, and there will be no surprises for me because I remember it too well. Thus, I watched something else, true crime, besides 2020, but I can't remember what it was. So I guess I have nothing to tell you guys about, really. Still not started. Second season Mandalorian. Still have not finished Falcon and Snowman. Honestly, I really want to watch South Park. I just want to binge South Park. But it's on Amazon Prime and I don't have that. That's only for when I go to my daughter's house. She has it. And when I'm there, I forget anyway. I forget that I wanted it. Okay, let's do these. Okay, I don't want to do I want to do the exact same thing I did on that one? For quarter boxes? I mean, it's not bad. Sure, yeah, let's do it. Got two sums that way, which, doesn't make me extremely happy, but it's okay. Because this is pretty, and all the parts are going to work together to make something beautiful, and that's all I care about, right? I'm really proud of myself for how hard I worked on my shop stuff today. Very proud of myself. Still not sure what I need to do to, like, draw, aside from figuring my shit out, not sure what I need to do to draw in more people to both this channel and my Etsy shop. I need to figure it out. I just do not know yet what I'm gonna do. Because my stuff is good. I have to find out a way to show people that they need some. Need some of my cute shit. It would probably be good if I started by not calling it shit. I know, but just saying. I've only got 3 little ones. Yes. So I'm not going to use those probably. Yeah, this happens sometimes. I get to the bottom and go, but I think sorry, I'm chewing my tongue. Just realized that. Sorry. We don't renew. We're going to stop right there for right now. Because that's what I do. I come back and think about it later, right? And we still got this little edge over here to do. Alright, let's see what we got for you. To begin with, use this, because I got 4 of these left. Oh, I kind of need to work backwards today. What I was looking for, I just set it back down. Decided to go with these. So basically what I'm saying is that I need y'all to tell me what to watch again. preferably newer stuff, because all the wonderful older stuff is already on my queue. I'm just not watching it. I still haven't watched Letterkenny, which I both hear good things and horrible things about. Oh God, I screwed up the nail so bad. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do about that yet. And it keeps popping up, and I'm like, I don't think I'm in the mood for that. And then I'm like, you don't even know what it's about, so you might be in the mood for it. There I go, giving myself trouble again. I am reading some good books right now. I'm reading Murder at Teal's Pond, which is it's a book about a murder case in Troy, New York in the 1860s, maybe. I could be wrong. But it's what the writers of Twin Peaks based their show on. So, I mean, just a little, so that's really interesting. It's very in-depth, to the point where I'm kind of like, okay, stop. Please stop doing that. But it's good. It's good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's good. Well, this bit down here, and make it even. Pretty close. I'm gonna go close enough. Leave it on. You put it on crooked, you put it on crooked. Okay. Okay, that's pretty. It's not very well lit, but it's pretty. See if I go slow, if the camera will let you look at things. I mean, Okay, well, I can't find some of the things I'm looking for, but we'll use the ones I have. I found a meditate for over here because I'm always going to want to work out and meditate no matter when I use these. So let's pick something pretty. What's this one? I didn't find anything that really. Here's the thing. I spent a long time sorting stickers the other day, just less than a week ago, and I have to do it again. I've lost an entire book of stickers, like an entire binder of stickers. I know I have them somewhere. They did not just disappear because I used them a couple days ago. Alright. So this is an example. If you buy headers from my store, you can pick what word you want, but you're going to get like a whole bunch of different fonts. I mean, they'll be grouped, but and this one, the blonde girl, I'm not blonde anymore, but here's the thing, the currently reading and the purple go with this, so I'm just like I did up there, I'm just going to cut her apart. She is from Cheerful Planner Girl. And please note, I have used a couple of them without cutting them apart. It's just, if she lends herself so well to something, I want to use her. I also have some of these with dark hair. I use those more. Currently reading. Pretty. I did find these Oh Hello Michelle ones. I don't really care if they're happy or sad. I'm gonna use this black one because I can. And then I've automatically left myself space to write it in, so that's good. What I was going to try was to color this in and see if it'll go purple. Okay, well, not with that one. Just keep trying. I'm open here to any box of everything. Let's see about these Crayola ones. I used these today to color a banner for my shop, and it was very cool. Alright, how about this one? That looks black now. Okay. Green. This one. I mean, what's the worst thing that happens? Nothing. Nothing happens. Maybe. I might do it. These are not the best sticker coloring ones when there's already color on them. They're just Crayolas. But I like them. I mean, it didn't really change that color very much, did it? No. Okay, well, let's try something else. We have the power. I have so many markers. Ooh, look what I just found. I didn't remember having that. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. Ooh, metallic. Let's try the metallic gel pens. It makes me happy that I found those Sharpies that I didn't remember I had. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, that's pretty good. And it might not, but at this point we're just going to put it down regardless. Oh yeah, that's working pretty well. Ooh, yeah. And I've stayed in the lines mostly, so, but not on these toenails. But that's okay, because my toenails are never in lines either. And it's good to be able to do that. Okay, so come off here. I'm trying not to touch the part I colored on. Give it a minute. So I guess you, buddy. Oh, don't touch it. Oh, here. I can't believe I just did that. This will put you here to remind me. I mean, I'm not going to do it with my toes, probably. I did my toes red. I don't have to do them as often. Okay, so those were cupcakes and stickies. Pamper yourself. See, why couldn't the nails just be that color? That would be perfect. Just saying. Okay. Reading. I had a reading one. Do you know what to do with it? Wow, that was quick. That was really quick. Off that really fast. Alright, well. Out there. This is not the one that I picked up, but there are some extra ones sticking out, so we will. Oh, these are the clear ones. Oh no, I did a reading one. You're absolutely right. It was the watching I didn't have, so we're done. We're done, people. I kind of want something up there, but I don't feel like we have anything to put up there. I've got really cute raven stickers that are purple, but it seems like an awful lot of work for no reason. I don't feel like we have an extra anything. That's okay. So we're done. Oh, look at that metallic purple. No, it's not really that blue. Anyway, doesn't matter. Ta-da! Thank you, Goldpaper Prints. Make your magic. I don't know if they still have this one, but if they do, I would get it because the colors are just fabulous. These purples make me so happy. And the barn owl makes me happy too. So that's all I got for you. Of course, the water, and I'll clean this up later when I actually use it. When I go to do, numbers, I'll fix this. I'm going to go find a water that matches. I'm going to try to make it purple because that's my vibe. Words of wisdom for you this week. Don't have any. Don't dream of zombies in Walmart because it's going to throw you off for the whole day. There you go. Go forth. Take care of other people, but most importantly, take care of you. And I will see you next time. Bye.